Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here, Signature Esports, and a pleasure to have you here live and in charge for a little playoff racing here for the Chop Racing Series. A little late, had to go upstairs and take care of some things with Bub, my oldest. So he is home, he is good. Those who were out there watching with us, or I was talking to earlier, appreciate you. Little had old dad worrying, that's for darn sure. So. We are technically past the countdown to green, but we're going to go at it anyway. So Chop Racing ready to rock and roll. They're going to be running Darlington for the first race of the round of 16. And these drivers are locked in, and I'm pretty happy to see what's going to be able to be done with this track. They ran Worldwide Technology last week, and this week it's basically the opposite tail end of the race line, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Appreciate everybody being out there, of course. Thank you to everybody for getting out there running Darlington, and thank you to all the drivers that have turned up and had a good look. Starting grid for today's race, presented by Premier Racing Setups, and of course, your stay tuned pole sitter is going to be Chris Justice, who is out there in old driver Camville. We'll make sure we give ourselves a little bit of look at what he's got going on. We're going to have Nathan Bigart to his outside there, row number 1. Kobler and Sanders going to make it row number 2. Michael Matta, David Durand going to be out there, row number 3. David Steiner, Clint Hackett will be there, row number 4. Mr. Hammond back at the mix. Good to see John out there running. We always appreciate what he has got going on, and appreciate. We'll see if he has a good day today as well. Jason Day is going to be out there outside row number 5. Jonathan Casebeer, Jerry Culver. We're going to make up row number 6. Row 7 will be Michael, the striker, Strickland. Brian Rayburn out in the mix. Roberge, Adam Dama out there as well. Hayden Malcolm, Brad Dove. Going to make up row number 9. Row 10 will be Brock Duty and Robert Church. And that'll be the 20 drivers in today's race. It is going to be a ton of fun. We appreciate Premier Racing Setups for being on board for the Chop Racing Series. Make sure you go check out PRSSetups.com. Use ChopChop15. Make sure you check out Stay Tuned Sports as well, because they've been sponsor of the pole sitter for Chop Racing for the final for the last for a while now. So they have a great podcast that talks about everything sports and everything that is related there as well. 165 laps today, and they're going to have the stage at lap 55. 3 tire changes, no fast repairs. Track temperature 72 degrees. The nighttime sky here at Darlington, it is going to be 70 degrees on the air temperature, 61% humidity, overcast skies with an 8-mile-an-hour wind. Track Racer, redefine your game with a Track Racer setup today. Use Chop as your promo code. Save a little bit of money on that. I'm pretty thrilled. This racetrack is a great racetrack, and it's one of those racetracks that gives you the adage of what iRacing can really do with the NASCAR circuit, and absolutely a blessing when it comes to what the race cars are doing. So I've got to refix Trading Paints. Trading Paints is having a big old snafu right now. So if any paints are not loading up due to the we all know what happened earlier today with all of the things that have been going on. We hope that it all gets situated and life can go back to normal when it comes to our IT departments and all the folks out there having to deal with things. iRacing was DDoSed last week, and then today we're seeing basically the world go to HE double hockey sticks and a handbasket. That's pretty much what we see. Justice is going to be running the Old Spice, and we're going to go on board with Chris Justice in just a moment when we go to Green Flag Racing for 165 laps here at Darlington. And we'll have a restart zone. We're green. Chris Justice into the corner. Going to take the early lead. 01 to the outside. Kobler's going to be inside right there as well. Already on board. See the heart rate on old Chris Justice there. He is a content creator out there as well. Your heart rate gets, especially when you're the leader, your heart rate gets up pretty heavily. It was 152 there for a moment, so out of the corner. Hopefully it shows back up here in a second, but it's now down to 0. I promise you he's moving. 3 and 4 downshifted out of the corner. Lot of things happening behind him. as the 01 clears the 99, and we'll see how this is going to work. Darlington is back, and I like this racetrack, and we can always appreciate what's going to happen there for any one of these drivers. Matt is already up 1 spot. Hayden Malcolm up 5 early on as the 59 goes to work. Strickland's going to be rolling in as well. John Hammond coming around. He says he's a lap down, but he's not. That should all update. Yeah, there it is. It should go and update. They started from pit road, and that'll change some things. 29:35 fast lap here for the driver out front. It's going to be Chris Justice as they work. Thank you to all the drivers working on their pace and on their speed as it goes to work. And oh man, tell you what, so far so good for all the drivers. Thank you to all the sponsors of our series and all the sponsors of every series out there. People who get involved with iRacing and get out there and try to carom their corners and try to give themselves the best exposure possible. Well, that's a good time. So Nathan Bigart getting a little bit those tires warmed up, and right now Kobler's going to be in tow. 28.95 his last lap. Chris Justice out front, his fastest lap so far, 29.26. Kobler runs right in the draft zone of Bigart. We were talking to Kobler last week. He said that this was a track that he could perform well at, and that's going to be a track that we're going to be looking to see if he can. So, how about the overhead view? This is a beautiful racetrack, and one of the big premier portions of this racetrack is the different turns and the different way you get into the corner. Turn 1 and 2, it's a tighter, it's a sweeping turn, and it just carries a lot of momentum off turn 2. 3 and 4, the tighter corner, angles back into it. And you're a little bit more out of the gas when it comes to what they have going on. Matta rolling 28.90, fastest lap of the race for the number 16 car as everybody kind of gets in tow as Big Art rolls. Big Art has 9 wins on the series. Here's a look at what the point's going to do real quick while these drivers go at it here, and we'll go through the field. Big Art, 9 wins, 9 stage wins, and has been pretty much dominant throughout the season. Has a 72-point lead coming into the playoffs here. This is race 1 of round 1. Going to have a couple of races in the first round, and no best of the rest championship for the Cup Series as we have our 20 drivers working. Kobler, Strickland's going to be your top 3. Hammond, Hartog's going to be your top 5 right now as far as the point standings go. So we're going to be looking to eliminate 12 drivers as we're going to have a caution coming out for the first time. We'll have to take a look. I think Brad Dove might have had an issue, and we'll take a look. But there's your points as it would be, and we'll check on Brad Dove with no nose here. Something happened to Brad right there. Oh, Jerry Culver got loose in front of Brad Dove. That's what happened. Ooh. Dama nowhere to go, just carrying momentum out of the corner. That'll put things very slow there as a caution will come out. Dove will come down, get a nose. Chris Justice, your race leader. Nathan Bigart will be second. Kobler's going to be third. And we'll see how this one works. John Hammond off 6 from the start of the race, started from the tail of the field. There's Brian Rayburn out there as well. Good to see Brian back out there running with the drivers in the old grave digger machine. A ton of fun to watch these drivers go at it. Brock Duty on mix as well. Here is your beef jerky, a little bit of driver cams today. Good to see Mr. Dove out there. I know he's going to be working on that car. We appreciate him running the driver cam. Of course, and always, there is Chris Justice. He's working on trying to keep the lead going. There is Dama. Dama's going to have a little bit of nose there. Oop. Hopefully we're good to go there. I'm not quite sure. Chris Justice is there. Oof. Something blinked out for me there. I'm not quite sure. And then Clint Hackett up there as well. Good to see Clint rolling a little Ford machine. Appreciate everybody doing themselves. I'm not quite sure why we have another SDK thing happening there, so bear with me. Crazy to see that stuff happen. I don't know why SDK is doing some funny things. I think it's. I don't think it's SDK this time. I think it's the things that were happening before. So, no, I may have to just go through and just remake and reinstall everything with iRacing, and uninstall and reinstall SDK to get it working back. The driver cam shouldn't have SDK from a different session on the bottom right hand side of the screen. So it is now perfect and working just fine. So yeah, there we go. All right, lights are going to be off with the pace car. We're going to go back to green flag racing and just double check at all the drivers and all the driver cams. Brad Dove is a lap down. He's going to be able to run for quite a while. All the good things that can happen will happen, and we appreciate that. Chop Racing Cup Series is presented by Chopp'N Podcast. If you haven't checked out Chopp'N Podcast, well, you've missed out, because there's some great interviews done by Ryan Wendt, who is the Eagle out there. He's pretty good interviewer. We sat down with him ourselves, so hopefully we'll be able to check out what's going to be happening with those with the next podcast very soon. I know they're going to be getting that rolling. We can always appreciate it. Thank you to everybody for being out there. Make sure if you haven't done so, reach up to that like button. We're going back to green as Matta works the outside. Big Art's going to have a better run here as Kobler drops the corner 16, little wall tap there. Here comes the 5-1 of David Duran to the inside. 16 had a good run happening there. And we'll now have to go back to work. Duran picks up another spot. He's going to be up to biggest mover again, Hayden Malcolm, working as Clint Hackett a little slow on the bottom side, but it's going to be fine. Here's Jonathan Casebeer trying to magnificently put himself in a prominent situation here. He's had top 10s pretty much for the majority of the back half of this race. There's the Champion Motorsports 88 at 4 of Michael Strickland, who's going to be looking to try to get himself a championship here as they work out of the wall. You're going to see a lot of drivers hit that back straightaway. Look pretty darn decent. All three is John Hammond, but this is, again, one of those tracks that's so tough to pass that you have to manage the gap. You have to mind your P's and Q's. And then if you're going to try to make the inside work, well, that's what you're going to do. David Duran just ran the fastest lap of the race, and here's what it's going to sound like here for you. A little sounds of iRacing. See the 14 run, a little Office Depot Old Spice. I like that paint scheme. It's pretty iconic and pretty much in tow. Top 4 all within throwing distance of each other. Fastest lap of the race ran by Nathan Bigart, who ran 28.787 as gets a little bit of tire. Those tires warmed up. It's one of the biggest things about this racetrack is you're going to see a lot of these drivers have to do what they can. Again, best time for the drivers up at the top of your screen. I know it's scrolling kind of fast. Let's slow that down for everybody. I think it should be better this time by. But yeah, this This track is fun. 01 to the inside is going to shoot the gap, shoot the corner. 14:01. Oh, man. So Big Art making the pass, try to go for the lead here. Lead his first laps as a 14. Just backs off the corner a little bit. Inside line for Kobler. Kobler and David Durand will put themselves 3 wide. Two wide. Wall tap there from the 99. Gets to the back bumper of the 14. Is going to go to the outside. Flies Kobler trying to edge into the corner as the 99 up into the wall. 14, 99 side by side. Nathan Big Art on corner exit. It's going to extend as the 99 tries to go to work. 5-1 all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Chris Justice dropping back here as we'll see these drivers work. Man, oh man, Dove coming back to pit lane. David Durand on the inside will clear, go to third. And Chris is just managing the tires. I think that's one of the things you gotta admire. Does get the pole sitter, does get himself a little bit of extra adage into this one. Check back through the field of 5. Michael Strickland in the mix. 0.6 of a second difference here between Big Art and Kobler as the Cup Series continues to work. Let's go aboard Jason Day. You see the 63 ahead of him, David Steiner. It's a little wall tap there. This is that's kind of where you want to hit that race line in turn 1 and 2. The bigger turn, but you only carry as much as you can. End of the corner, sharper turn in 3 and 4. This is where you have to run a little bit higher in order to drop into the bottom of the racetrack. I'll tell you what, Day looking to the outside, might go to the inside here on Steiner. We'll see. It's a good onboard of what you see happening here. The Darlington stripe, the lady in black, that's what you're going to see out of all of the drivers. They're going to be running as much as they can, as high as they can. Kobler leading here as Chris Justice drops back to 4th. Madden looks to be on point here as well. 16 rolling into the corner. High line for the 99. Pulls higher. Closing in the distance on Big Art, and this is one of those racetracks where you just can't unmanage yourself. Chris Roberge to 13th, up 2. We're gonna let him have at it for a moment, and we're back. I gotta check on something, so I'll be right back. check on my oldest. I wanted to make sure he was good, and I had to have a talk with Jess about a couple of things. So she's making him a sandwich. He's good. Big Art's out front, 1.2 second lead over Kobler. Chris Justice has worked his way back to third. Caution will be thrown on the stage lap on lap 55, according to what the pre-race says out there. So we've seen some good races so far. We're checking in on what the drivers are doing. John Hammond's still stuck in 12th here, working his way forward. 2.5 second difference here. Kobler trying to work on closing in the distance as he's got Dama to the inside. Dama has some nose damage right now as the 82 goes to work. Adam Dama to the bottom. All right, we'll drop down to the bottom here on corner exit right behind. And a chance to learn from some of the drivers in front of 1.4 second deficit here as the 9 goes to the bottom side. Brock Duty will be first driver off the lead lap and working on this pace. This is a tough racetrack and one of those racetracks that will put you will it almost humbles you a little bit because this track it's a very technical track. It takes a lot to get into the corners. It takes a lot to put the drive line where you need it to be. And once the tires kind of go, that's kind of where it ends up. But right now, Big Art try to maximize points as much as he can and get in through this Cup Series and try to battle for that championship. Striker's up 9 spots and he's really put in the energy as well. Our cat's going insane. David Duran's going to be in 5th here. Matt is off 1. He's got the 63 of David Steiner behind him. Jason Day up 2. Oh, into the wall is the 63. 5-2 goes to the front. A little nose damage still for the 5-2. And didn't see where any of that happened. Brad Dove leaving pit road. He's going to be back out there running in the Retchen paint scheme. Much love to Retchen and his fam. To see him work on what he has got going on. Dove 11 laps down, still working on what he has got going on. And Chris Roberge behind John Hammond. Stage points matter just as much in this as they do anywhere else. Again, these 20 drivers putting on the best show that they can. 14 laps to go to the stage this time by. Kobler's going to be in 2nd. Drivers working on making it to the stage. And again, when it comes to this pace and what these drivers are doing, there's going to be a green flag pit stop that can manage itself. Strickland try to close into Chris Justice. 2.5 seconds. David Duran behind right now, trying to close back down that extra spot to Strickland in front of him. There's a lot happening with the drivers, but I tell you what, there's nothing more important than making sure that you keep yourself working. That's for darn sure. All right, Darlington's doing pretty good. And these lap times, 29.88, fall off right about at 1.1 second here. David Snyder coming to pit road, and will be down with some right front damage, so we'll see how that's going to play out for him as John Hammond takes over another spot. Clint Hackett, the driver, he's going to be trying to track down Hackett right there with Casebeer, just inside the top 10. There's a look at what these drivers have going on down the straightaway. Oh, Hackett into the wall. Ooh, maybe. Got another Darlington stripe for the 28 as they go to work. Ball tap for Casebeer. You see Clint trying to manage. A little free off corner is going to be straight here as they go. Ready to drop into the corner once again. Jason Day gets around Matta here as we go to work. Chris Justice still sitting in 3rd. Opportunity can knock for the driver. We'll see how he is going to fare out. 8 seconds difference here. There's Dama right there. Much love to Adam Dama right now. Just behind some of the drivers in front. There's Brock Duty in front of him. Barry Culver's there as well. Culver, oh no, Culver on the bottom. He's good, he's fine. Jerry Culver got to the inside of Brock Duty there. Now we'll have to come in. He's going to get that left side worked on. Should be good to go here in a moment, though. That's unfortunate for Jerry Culver. The Duty and Dama went at it a little bit. So Dama makes it clear. It's going to be there to the inside of the 5-9. There's Hayden Malcolm. That's a play for position there as Chris Justice works to try to get around these drivers as well. Chris Justice to the inside of Hayden Malcolm. Hayden Malcolm giving a lot of room. 14 there as well. Brock Duty looking to the inside. It's going to have a head of steam. Dropping it into turn 1. All the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack. 5-9 side by side. Good battle. All of them working. Big Art, Kobler. 3.6 second deficit here is Big Art. Trying to work around John Hammond and Chris Roberge. 49 of 165 being completed as the 01. Runs a 30.45. This time by Kobler closes in just a little bit here, 30.33. Again, fall off is now starting to even out the tires, and a lot of the drivers still doing what they can. Strickland just ran a 30.92 his last time by. We'll see what he does this time by as David Duran tries to close back in. Just ran a 30.6 on the last lap. So these drivers are really given the energy and given the time, given the circumstances of what's going on. They've got a lot to happen. Checking it with the drivers is the 16 of Matta. The 63 of David Steiner coming off pit road, gets the car worked on. 59 into the wall. There's the 88 behind him. Strickland trying to separate himself a little bit here. He's going to give the line. 59 gives the line to the 88. 63 lap down. There goes Brian Rayburn. He and Roberge and, of course, John Hammond all working with a good rhythm together. There'll be 4 laps to go to the stage as the 74 works to the inside of the 98. This is a battle for position. Clint Hackett would be the driver ahead of the 01. The more drivers you can put down when it comes to being 4 laps to go, that's going to be something that you need to. And this right here is a battle for lucky dog position. And the 8 trying to hold off the 74 to the 98. 8 down to the bottom. 99 of Kobler in the mix. Wall tap for the 8. 74 in the middle. Man, oh man. 2 to go next time by for Big Art. As Kobler tries to get around a little bit of lap traffic here. John Hammond trying to stay on that lucky dog spot as Roberge goes back to the next point. And the 99 looking to try to get to the inside. 8, 99 all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. 98, big roll. We'll have the back bumpers. The 99 gets around John Hammond. Battle for 11th is as such. 54 will be 55 this time by. Top 10 will come around. There's Brad Dove ahead of him. 25.01 there, 11 laps down. And just coast right now if he really wanted to. Kobler up on the high side, do what he can. As the completion of lap 55 will be underway. Don't want to push too hard right now. I would just say that he just needs to kind of coast. So completion of lap 55 will be 2 more turns. John Hammond, Chris Roberge side by side. Hammond back out of the throttle. This is, again, lucky dog spot here. Wall tap for the 8. 98 to the inside. 8 trying to run him down. 98 to the inside here. As John Hammond up into the Darlington stripe. Battle for the lucky dog out of the corner. Hammond back to the outside. Roberge leads that one into the corner. The time of the caution will be when that happens. And now the 98 clears. A bump to the 98. Bump. Oh, no. We're already past the time for the stage caution. So now it will come out as Roberge will be your lucky dog. Had to wait for Clint Hackett to come around. The top 10, they throw the stage when the top 10 comes across the start-finish line. We basically ran an extra lap there because of the distance on the field. So Roberge will be the lucky dog. John Hammond will be looking for a free pass out of this at some point. 32.82 his last time by. He was trying to battle with Roberge, and Rayburn went 3 wide there. So that was a good little battle for the lucky dog, as Kobler will have to play catch-up to the field here. Big Art will be able to catch up to the pace car, and we'll see how this is going to play out for any one of these drivers. Kobler was good on the early going. Everybody leaving the stage point. So stage win, 10th stage win for Nathan Big Art, and they look pretty darn good. The 99 coming to pit road. Chris Justice will have that number 1 pit stall. We'll work this all the way down to the bottom side. Kobler will have to do something about keeping some green flag pace here and try to win that race off pit road. He's going to be all over the back bumper of the 01. We'll see who wins the race off pit road, as the road exit's going to look as such. Roberge gets back on the lead lap, will be the lucky dog, and we'll be looking at that. So we'll see how this one plays out. And stage 1, the only stage of the race, is going to be in the mix. So there you go. Mike Kobler wins the race off pit road. Big Art will be second. Justice will be third. Strickland fourth. David Aran will head off fifth. As they come around, see if John Hammond come to pit road here. He leads the drivers down. And so the rest of the drivers who would just be 1 lap down might be there. Yeah, I was going to say, he might stay out and get a free pass here. I mean, you got to do something. And as the tires have leveled out, this would be a good opportunity to see what the tires are going to do. So John Hammond, Brian Rayburn stay out. And so we'll see Kobler as your race leader. Mark Wretched on the Alan Wretched all over the side of the 25. He's going to be looking for a free pass as well. David Steiner will be looking for a free pass. So all these drivers ahead will be doing so. Brock Duty, however, will be doing what he's got doing. Hayden Malcolm doing a great job. Adam Dama looking to get a new. He's looking to get a front bumper put on. Kobler, your race leader. Good opportunity for all the drivers. That was a good little stint for all the drivers out there. We appreciate all of them putting on a good show, and we'll have to see if Big Art will happen to do what they've got to do here. Striker, want to give a huge shout out to the boys, Mark and Alan Wretched. Watched it tonight. Tonight's race, rooting for you, Alan. Absolutely rooting for you. Marsupius out there, much love to you. John, that's not even okay out there on YouTube. Please don't. All right, it's going to be Kobler, Big Art, Justice, and Strickland. Green flag. Kobler trying to get into the corner. 0-1. And then Toyota gets into the corner. Will drop down to the bottom. 99 will try to keep the line away from the 0-1. The 0-1 will just have to wait to try to make that pass. 14 in tow. Both drivers up near the wall. Kobler trying to run away from the 0-1. You don't want to put yourself in a predicament in any one of these corners to make that happen. 0-1 to the outside. 99 closing in to the bottom side. We'll see if the crossover happens on corner exit. Big head of steam for all these drivers. Strickland in tow as well back here in fourth. Flirting with the wall. Back straightaway, head of steam. Hayespear in eighth, up 3. Great run for him. Jason Day to 5th here. John Hammond, Brian Rayburn try to work on what they've got. Hayden Malcolm coming up pit road had an issue on 62, so hopefully he is good to go. 99 drops in, elevates himself to the wall here on corner. 1 and 2 down to the back straightaway. Good race line here as 0-1 frees himself up. Trying to stay within 0.2 of a second over the 99. A little wall tap for the 99 there. As the 0-1 looks and searches for clean air. We'll have a head of steam onto the straightaway. We'll back it up the corner. Doing a decent job of it here. Quarter second now for the 99 to the 0-1. Clean air important. We'll see what the straightaways do. As Big Art is just a little bit faster. Jason Day just ran his fastest lap of the race, 29.04. David Duran just trying to keep himself within a striking distance of any one of these drivers. Matt is going to be off 2. Duty up 5 as the 9 car still dealing with some damage here. Kobler 0.3 of a second. Trying to extend. We'll throw it on exciting. Got to do something for my little one. Yeah, so I'll be right back. 01.99 getting around to the 8th there. As the 8th looking for good pace. The 01 trying to find a line to get around the 99. Almost made it work on the outside there. Looked it out of the corner to let the 8 jump back up. So that's a good looking race line so far. So 99 to the 74. 01 goes to the inside. He makes the pass. So Brian Rayburn slow on the corner. Now Kobler will have to go back to work as he backed out of the corner. So Big Art takes over the lead there. Kobler will have to try to track him down and chase him down one more time. This will be just under halfway here at about 10 laps. So long race still left to go. They'll have to pit somewhere about the halfway mark from the stage. The 99 looking to get back to the front of the 01. I think the 99 was trying to save a little tire there. So we'll see how this is going to play out for the 01 of the 99. Kobler drops to the corner. Got to watch the line of the 01. So these two are putting on a show. And at speed, there's a lot of traffic to have to deal with here. We'll see the 8 still working on having that pace for himself. Rayburn got around him, so Rayburn has been around him, so he's going to be off the lead lap. He's going to be the first driver off the lead lap, and they came out on 9, so be the first takers on tires and fuel. We'll have to see how that's going to work out over the course of the long haul here. Opportunity can be knocking, that's for sure. And Chris Justice going around Hayden Malcolm there. There's a good look at what the 14's having to deal with, and of course just where these drivers have to kind of find their pace. Lap traffic doing a great job of allowing the outside lane. Outside lane is going to be the preferred lane on the pass here, and there's just so much more that you can try to deal with and try to do on this racing surface. So right there, the 5-2 of Jason Day. Watching from the hospital in St. Louis. Thanks for the love. Appreciate Chop Racing Pen when you're hanging in there. Much love, brother. I hope you guys. I hope for a speedy recovery. That's for darn sure. I really do. So much love to you. Much love to Alan and the fam, and hopefully you're all just. Hopefully you're all doing. I mean, today's that day. Today's been the day that's been crazy. So I completely get anything that can happen here. So 01 on the push, 99 in tow. We'll see how this works. Right now, Big R trying to extend here as Nathan shows a quarter second. Kobler still holding on. We'll throw it on exciting for everybody and see where the drivers line out and what's happening here. Clint Hackett, 11.3 back, 11.4 back. K-Spear, 12.3 back, and all these drivers are still just outside the top 10. 10th for Clint Hackett, K-Spear in 11th. He's going to be, into the wall hard. Insane to think, and now we're seeing a lot of drivers
put themselves into that scenario. Hammond kept on a pit road. He's a lap down. Will be able to work as much as he can. Right now, the 01, seeing a rear view mirror full of the 99. Combined I rating for the drivers just under 9,500. 5,288 for Big Art, and Kobler 4,179. Dirty air not helping the 99 right now, but down to the back straightaway. Seeing him work hard. Hammond will leave pit road, and that'll be the chance for the drivers to make it happen. Halfway through the race, and it's been pretty darn good when Roberge trying to move up one more. Dabbing to the wall a little bit there. We're working on finding some of the best pace out of all the drivers. Thinking all the drivers running their driver camps tonight. One of the ones that we missed was Jerry Culver. He put it in after. I try to make sure that we get our driver cams in when before we go live. And now I'm gonna have to put another one in. I'm gonna stop putting in driver cams after the fact. So we're clear with everybody. There's Jerry Culver. He is out there running, doing what he can. Wrapped up earlier, had some issues, but he's still rolling. So good to see. Brad Dove came to pit road. Here is Chris Justice, still sits in third here. Gonna do everything he can. Lead to the 01 to Bryce Kobler. About 0.8 of a second here. Brian Rayburn had to jump to pit road. Something happened to Rayburn. Not quite sure. I don't know if he ran out of fuel. I don't know what happened. Something happened to him. Hopefully he's good. There is Dama. Dama, first driver out the lead lap. Still driving the modified. He's a student driver modified right now. Would like to see it. Like to engage with it. So, ton of fun. And there's Clint, who has had little battles here. Slides the corner on Roberge. The 28 gets around the 98 here. Got to work his way back forward. The two Fords going at it. Case Beer in tow. Good timing. Oh, baby. Roberge back to the inside. Roberge slides up in front. 28 crosses over. It's a good little battle. We get a little three-pack here. Roberge leads Clint Hackett. And Jonathan Casebeer, Cody Sanders, a quiet night for him so far for the Juggernaut machine. We'll see Matta down to the back straightaway trying to close into Jason Day, who sits just behind Culver. And there's the 25 of Brad Dove. He is running that wretched mobile. People to take care of it. Thanking all the sponsors of the series. Thanking all the people out there knocking it out of the park. Dobler back at the corner off. Sees John Hammond right behind him. Out of the corner. John Hammond has a little bit newer tire. Does have some right front damage. So he's just trying to get one of his laps back. He is 4 laps down And the green flag pit cycle will work to his advantage. And right now, fall off about a second over the drivers as Hammond tries to find a way to get to the inside of the 99. 99 can push himself here. 3/4 of a second difference here between the 99 and the 8. I'm sorry, the 99 and the 01. Right now, Robert's on the bottom side of the racetrack. Freed up and has some significant nose damage, so we'll see how that's going to play out for him. 01 able to extend. Longer he runs, the more we'll see here. 99, we'll see the 8. 99 into the wall, 8 to the inside. Kobler now dropping heavily here. John Hammond will try to now put out some hot laps. A 1.4 second deficit here now, as Big Art will look at for the new tires behind him now and possibly see how that's going to play out. Kobler probably would have had a better shot there of not hitting the wall if he had just let Hammond roll and then put himself back in the throttle. But that is racing. You don't want to give up any spots. Be 70 laps to go this time by. We will see a green flag pit stop if things stay green. Of course, cautions at Darlington can happen at any moment, especially when the tires start to go out like they are. And Roberge still holding Culver coming to pit lane. Dayspear 22 seconds off the lap. Right now the 8 looking to try to go around the 01. Emmond can ride here, but he doesn't want to. You know, he wants to get one of those laps back, so that way he can get himself on him. So the 8, a little more speed into the corner. See the 01 there. 82, Dama give up the line. So that'll be the pass as the 01 will go to the inside of the 82. Back out there again. All right, well, let's throw it out there. We'll see how these drivers are comparing and where they're going to be at. There's Clint Hackett there at 9th. Big Art, 2.25 second difference here. Oh, into the wall hard. So is K-Spear there. They followed each other into the turn 2 exit. These cars are just getting railroaded right now. John Hammond trying to back off the corner. 29.86. Difference on tires, roughly about 22 laps. Or I'm sorry, 22 laps between the 8 and the 01. Right now, the 01 seemingly trying to track back down John Hammond. It's a 2 3/4 second lead, so trying to figure that one out when it comes to the rest of the race line. Last lap, 29.81. Kobler, 30.2. So Big Art running laps here. Trying to see how the consistency could pay off. Hayden Malcolm, the driver, now looking for the 0-1 here. Apex Sim Racing on the 5.9 of Hayden Malcolm. Going to give up the high line on the front straightaway. Drop into the corner. No time, only time will tell. We'll see how it works out. I'll be right back in just a moment. All right, there's Adam Dama, who's going to be 2 laps down in the 82. Working some things. Matt is going to be 2 laps down as well. Drivers are nice, cool, calm, and collected right now. So far, so good. Big Art has a 7-second lead. Kobler, between he and Matta, working the pace. We'll see how this works out. There's Matta trying to get to the inside. 99 trying to do what he can. Big Art, his last lap, only about a 1.5 second fall off for he, and about 1.6 for pretty much the rest of the field. Matta came out on 111, 109 for Jason Day. Robert's in on pit road right now, so he's going to come down and take care of some things. Big Art working on what he's got going on. We're seeing some early takers, some early green flag pit stops. Durant's coming to pit road as well. There's a lot of drivers maybe trying to do what they can, but Big Art is lapped pretty much all the way through 4th now as Strickland be 20.95 back. And I wonder if a tire-saving pace is happening here. Case Beer going to be a lap down, coming off pit road, takes off on Durand. We'll see all these drivers coming down pit road. This is a chance here for Big Art to put a lot of drivers a lap or 2 down, and you know, because it's easy to go 2 laps down here under a green flag pit stop. John Hammond right here is going to be 4 laps down. He tried to get around Nathan Big Art, and the fall off on the tire for Hammond has just been pretty atrocious here. Sanders hits his pit stall. We'll see some drivers come on pit road now. Jason Day, first of the takers in 7th. Some nose damage there for the 5-2. Still an opportunity for all these drivers to go to work. One of the things I want to say, folks, a little public service announcement out there. You never know what who's behind things and who's doing what, but please make sure and remind each other that our chat is meant for families. And earlier we had a fake account come in and do some things, and I know who the fake account belongs to. I was just doing some digging on YouTube, and reached out to our YouTube rep as well. Just don't be good. Be good to people. Be good to each other. Don't be toxic. That's one of the worst things that you could do for yourself is there and try to be toxic. Yeah. Now, Clean Air hasn't really mattered all that much. Big Art just hasn't. His fall off hasn't been hardly anything. I mean, he's running 30.2s every single lap. So that's something that I'm seeing here. You know what I mean? So Bryce coming to pit road now. I'm seeing the 01 just navigating people, and now he's going to come to pit road. So we're seeing him coming to pit road here. Again, last time by, his fall off is nowhere near where everybody else's fall off is. So that's curious in nature. We'll see if Stryker comes around and stays out to lead a lap here. We're seeing some of the top 5 come back around and try to put themselves in a good position. Big Art still your race leader in all technicality here. He'll take over the lead. He'll be able to be credited with a lap led. Ace Spear stays out, is going to be out here as well. He stays out. He's going to be able to make the pass on that driver. So we'll see what happens to Kobler here as he comes off pit road. Big Art leaves pit lane. He had a 6-second lead. So everybody else pitting behind him. Right now, it's going to be a huge lead between he and I mean, Kobler is right behind Strickland here. He is trying to get around him. Kobler to the inside. 88 up near the wall. But I mean, that's one of the things I see out of this one. So the lead between Big Art and Kobler, 6 seconds separated going into pit road. Now we've got 11 seconds, so 7 seconds now. I wouldn't say clean air. We saw a lot of drivers move over. We saw a lot of drivers try to race hard, but 40 laps to go, and green flag advantage still goes to Strickland and to Big Art. 30.8 for Michael Strickland. Big Art just ran a 29.6. Case Beer 31.46. Kobler 29.26. Chris Justice still trying to tow in here. A lot of drivers working in. The 69 of Hayden Malcolm on the bottom side of the racetrack. He was all the way down to the bottom and then rolled his way back forward. The striker led a couple of laps, tried to negate some of those bonus points. He's got some stage points, so he's going to be able to try to maximize that as well. Strickland coming in. Big Art will take it back over the lead. As Striker tries to go to work, he will have to try to stay off the lead. Try to stay ahead inside the top 10. A couple of extra laps could be a big problem here. But got to do something. Striker tires and fuel. All the drivers go to work. Strickland had a penalty there, so a 10-second lead here for the 01. We'll have to see if this is going to do anybody any good. Uncanny, unparalleled, numbers when it comes to what drivers are doing out there. Big Art 29.62 last time by, but we're seeing drivers give the bottom side of the racetrack to a lot of the other drivers. Chris Justice in third. Matta trying to close back in. Matta having a good top 5 night. Jason Day inside the top 5 as well. Durant started 6th, exactly where he's at. We're seeing some of the best drivers out there. But the 01 trying to get his 10th win on the series, 10th win on the season. Outside of that, if I were to look at, I was looking at season stats earlier. Could have been be an interesting series if he didn't win every single race. We'd have a whole bunch of different winners. Not knocking it. So Kobler has 2 wins. Strickland has 2 wins. Colby Hartung and Matta both have a win as well. Don Hammond has 3 stage wins on the series, so looking for that first win. Altizer and Russell Black have been out there as well. I mean, these season points have been insane. 1 to the 9. Come on now. I want to back that up just a little bit, so bear with me. Corner exit here. Watch the 01. Off into the corner. had the run on the 9 and misjudged that corner. Got into the back of him. Didn't need to. Bryce and Chris Justice, they've got a close little battle getting ready to happen here, so we'll throw it right there. We'll throw it on the old extra cam, and I'm going to go and check on Austin one more time, so I'll be right back. Not a good consistency. We're going to be 22 laps to go, presented by Admin Box. Again, started to step away so many times tonight, folks. Just A lot of things happened in our life today that shook some things up. And excuse me. It's been a day. It's been an absolute day. So we're allowed to have those days every once in a while, I think, at least in my opinion. Here's Tony Sanders. He's going to go a lap down and be the first driver off the lead lap. Jason Day just out of 2. We'll see Big Art closing down out of 1 and 2. And then drop it into the corner again. Last lap for him, 29.42. He's fall off only about 7/10 of a second right now. Kobler running about 6/10 of a second off of his pace. 28.87 his fastest lap. 29.36 right now. So about half a second. Trying to close in. 8 seconds the gap though as Chris Justice tries to close in on the 99. He's your pole sitter, but not only your pole sitter, but had a great drive in and pushed a little early and then fell back to about 6th spot and then worked his way back forward. So having a good drive here tonight. Matt is inside the top 5. Durand inside the top 5 as well. Has about a second between he and the 16 car. 19 to go as Big Art closes out. Jason Day trying to keep himself in the mix here. A good solid race. Only a couple of cautions. One caution for incident, and then the caution ending up the rest of the race. John Hammond out of the race. Ropers on pit road. Jonathan Casebeer on pit road as well. They're getting damage worked on their vehicles. Aiden Malcolm up 4. David Steiner's going to be out 5. Brock Duty is your biggest mover of the race. He is up 8 spots. Dama is going to be up 6. Strickland inside the top 10, trying to work his way forward as Clint Hackett in front of him. Spent a couple extra laps on pit road, serving a penalty. As Clint Hackett is the driver, he's going to be trying to track down. So right now, Stryker trying to do what he can with 17 laps to go. We'll see the 16 there. There's Aiden Malcolm behind him. Right behind he is going to be David Durand. David Durand is trying to keep it nice and easy. I think that's where it's at. So 13 in the wall. There's the 25 there as well. So Brad Dove, Jerry Culver racing around each other, having a good time. Good opportunity for every one of the drivers. 01.99.14 as the dogs go insane. 15 laps to go. Kobler up on the wall. Chris Justice will be in 3rd. Matt is going to be in 4th. David Durant's going to be in 5th. Jason Day in 6th. Tony Sanders in 7th. It's going to be a good time. So that's, we had 6 drivers on the lead lap. That'll be Jason Day just ahead of Nathan Big Art. 6 lap pressure tires on Big Art, but ran a pretty good majority out of it. Lap times leveled out as Big Art and Kobler run about the same lap times right now. Kobler had it, and then a little bit of lap traffic kind of got in the way for him there. I still think Nate has the better pace and the better speed here, but these things do have a tendency to shake up when it comes to where the race line is going to present itself. And I think one of the things that you never want to take away is the rhythm that you get out of this race line. Nate won it worldwide, so this is a similar racetrack, just a lot more banking, less flatness on the racing surface. So, one of the things that you see on this race car is the fact that you kind of just have to keep it clean, and you have to keep your race line pretty much where it needs to be. Jason Day going the lead lap, pulls up a little higher here. You can fight. You can try to fight for that lead lap. But the 01's going to have a good exit here. We'll drop to the inside. Last lap, 29.58. So actually getting faster as they go. The tires have worn out. Kobler's going to be in 2nd. Chris Justice in 3rd. Matt is still trying to hold off a little bit of pace between he and David Durand. 5-1. Then Chevy Toyota out front. The 01 will be 12 laps to go. So this one is cycled around. This has been a good race to to showcase kind of where these playoffs are going to be. And we hope to see a lot of the drivers still stick around and try to compete, because this championship goes to from the round of 16 to the round of 12. The round of 8 will be the final 2 races of the season. That can go to everything. There's the 01 99 out of the corner. See a 9-second gap pretty much between the 01 and the 99 here. Second fall off now for Big Art. In last 5 lap times, bottom of your screen. Kobler closes in a couple of laps there, but then Big Art pulls away another 3 or 4/10 of a second. 151 was a 29.5, 29.58 for 152. Then a 29.7, another 29.7, then another 29.7. And Kobler just trying to settle in. 2-second difference between he and the rest of the field. Robert's back out there. Just ran his fastest lap of the race. A little bit newer tire, 28.998. So able to get into that 29-second mark. See if he tries to clear and get himself back around the 99. There's the 7 ahead of him. Cody Sanders. Sanders off the lead lap. Jason Day, first driver, would be your lucky dog if a late race caution were to come out. Big Art is smooth sailing away. And Dove takes over spot over John Hammond, who's on pit road, or left the race. Seeing Jonathan Gaspier on pit road as well. A lot of drivers just trying to maximize the points where they can get it. Big special thank you to the Chopp'N the podcast. Make sure you check out Chop Shop Racing. Thank you to Admin Box for being a part of Chop Shop as well. Stay Tuned Sports. And, of course, the Ball Status B&B Music. All of the fine folks out there to help Chop Shop run and maintain. Thank you to all of the drivers and series that do what you do best. That is, continue to make Chop Shop one of the best racing series out there. Thank you to all the folks that have been out there helping us and making us look good, or trying to make us look good and keep us on the big end of the spectrum here. Thank you to those who have been loyal and supporters of what we do each and every week. Always appreciate that. One on the brakes, better than to try to drive the inside. Going to try to go to the inside now on the straightaway. The 59 of Hayden Malcolm. Raced him clean. That's good. Kobler still trying to work his magic. A 3-second deficit between he and Chris Justice here now, as Justice has found his groove to fall right where he needs to. Matta, 5 laps to go. Try to hold a 1.1 second lead over David Durand. Big Art 10-second lead behind Durand and Matta. Used to try to stay on the lead lap here. Get rid of the late race caution. It could be detrimental. That's for darn sure. 4 to go. Three laps to go, and the 01 is an 11-second lead. Gonna pass the inside of the 5-1 here. Oof. Get the 5-1 tight, so that's all but 4 drivers off the lead lap. Matta's going to be the next driver here. Will be 2 to go here for Big Art, as Durand tries to keep pace for the time being. Last lap for Big Art, 29.85. Roberts under 29.2s. 12 laps down, try to get more out of the car. Hayden Malcolm to the 5.9, still sees a little bit of lap traffic there as well. Brooklyn's going to be 3 laps down. Give him the pace. But Matta, right now, will have a white flag as the 01 bumps the 16. No reason. He's got a 12-second lead here. .16 off the corner. The 01 backing up the corner. 11.5-second lead. He's going to come around. He's going to get his 10th win on the season. And the 16 will still need to complete his lap. So the 01 try to make that last pass, but Matta stays on the lead lap. So he'll come around. He'll need to complete that lap. But Big Art will get the win. Kobler will be second here. Chris Justice coming around the corner. He's going to be across the line third. So Matta will have to, again, complete this lap and come around and finish on the lead lap in fourth. So good job by Mike. Duran, first driver off the lead lap, will be there. So Big Art will get the win. Be his 10th win on the season. And in dominating fashion, going into the playoffs, try to do what he can. He talked about it last week. That's what he was going to do. Round 1, race 1 in the books. Next week, this series is going to be excuse me. It's going to be over at North Wilkesboro. So we'll have race 2 of the round on the first round. So we'll see North Wilkesboro on the 26th. August 2nd, they'll have a bye week. August 9th will be at Talladega. And then Nashville, Phoenix, and then the final 2 races will be at Kansas and Homestead. Some good racing throughout. We're going to talk to the drivers real quick before we finish up. And going to take a needed break tonight. Church, was Churchy out there? Church have an issue? No. Excuse me. There he is. Let's talk to him real quick. Got his 10th win on the season real quick. I know that you're sitting there and have a little chit-chat, but I've got life ahead of me right now. Nate, congratulations, 10th win. Get your 10th stage win as well. Lap traffic was as cooperative as you could ask for. I think that's one of the things that I'll credit the field for. But walk me through the race.
Yeah, definitely got to credit the field. Great race. A lot of green flag racing. Not a lot of wrecks. Not a lot of cautions. A lot of respect out there. Darlington, I think, brings out the best in people. Sometimes in the sense of it's a tough track, so people are more cautious, not trying to wreck the car, so they give a little bit more space in between cars, and I think it's just a great race overall. So glad to see it here in the playoffs. Glad to have long runs. That's what I enjoy. I think short run, Bryce might have had the speed, might have been able to get me, so I'm happy the caution didn't come out late, and got the stage win. He beat me out of the pits after the stage and definitely made me push to try to get around him. Lap traffic, came into play there a bit, but I think I had the long run car anyway. So just great run overall, and want to thank everybody, all the drivers. Great job tonight.
Yeah, you had the long run pace. I was talking about it in between my little breaks I had to take, check on my kid. But this one was, it seemed like once it got to be a big separation, you actually got faster over the course. You had a good stint there where you got to level off, and then your pace would pick back up later on in the run.
Yeah, definitely. That's just, conserving the tire, trying to save some for later on in the run. You don't want to burn them up too early, because it's nice if you can keep some tire in it and let everyone else burn them up, so then you got speed at the end of the run and they don't, and you can just make a huge gap, which was a big plus for me, and able to not worry about nailing the pit stop and pushing hard at the end. So it was a great strategy and worked out for me.
It worked out decently, man. We got to North Wilkesboro next week, and then 2 weeks after, 2 weeks after that, we'll have Talladega. So they'll have an opportunity to beat you, but may not be at the short track stuff. We'll see. But 10th win of the season, man. Congratulations. Give you shout outs.
Yeah, first off, I want to give a shout out to Mark, and his boy has been having some issues, been in the hospital. He's been in my prayers. Just want to give a shout out. Hope everything's good with him. Shout out to all the Chop Shop admins, everything they do for us to come out here. All the drivers tonight doing a great job. This is going to be an awesome playoffs. Shout out to you, Jason, Signature Esports, doing a broadcast. Hope everything's all right with your boy. The sponsor of the series, the Chopp'N It Up podcast. All the fans watching, and number one fan, Mom, love you.
Nate, not to take away from your win, man. You did a great job, and I was critical of everybody tonight. So I think that's just the mindset, the attitude that I'm in right now. So good job. That's what I want to
thank
say.
you.
All right, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, have a good one.
It's Nate there as well. I was critical of everybody. I'm critical of the race and critical of myself, which I hate. I hate being, folks. Nate does a great job, and speaking of great job, we're going to talk to Chris Justice, who comes home in P3 and does a pretty bang-up job of, you get the pole, and then I think part of it was I don't know if you maybe you burned him up or you just trying to conserve. What was the game plan early going? Because I know there at the end you were on pace to have a top 3 all night. I think that's one thing that I will say about it. But it seemed like I don't know. It's maybe did something change between qualifying and maybe the pace just kind of backed off a little bit. Kind of walk me through this one.
Well, this is one of my least favorite tracks. So my entire goal coming into this was just stay out of people's way as much as possible, since it is the start of their playoffs. So I was very surprised to get the pole. At the beginning of the race, once I let people caught me, I just held my line, let them go past. I could settle in, get more accustomed to hitting my marks. I felt like I had a top 3 car, probably 3rd place, which is where I finished. But man, this was the most challenging race for me because at the green flag, I had the biggest cramp in my right calf muscle. That lasted 15 laps. So I was able to fight through that, just keep being consistent, hitting my marks. I mean, Nathan and Bryce are just so fast, and where I'm not experienced at this track, I wasn't going to push it, potentially spin out, cause a wreck, destroy somebody's playoff chances. So I'm happy with third.
That's part of racing, though. I mean, we go out to who said it best? I think it was Schaefer in one of the series that he was running with Chop Shop. I think it was the truck series. He says, "I'm just out here to collect trophies, and if not, I'm here to do the best I can and maybe help somebody else win." I think that's the kind of getting into the mindset of Darlington. I love this racetrack. I really do. It races well. It gets real spread out whenever it runs green. Sometimes can be caution fest, but it's for the most part runs like what we saw tonight. You need potassium though, because that banana is it's gonna need a banana.
Yeah, I'm going to have to load up. But I agree with you. I mean, Darlington's climbing up my list of tracks that I'm really enjoying. Seems like some of the best racing and least amount of cautions is here at Darlington, which is, it blows my mind with how tight the corners are and the speed that you have to carry. But I thought tonight was a phenomenal race. I think we only had 1 or 2 cautions.
One for incident. One for incident, one for the stage. That was it. I mean, it's a unique track, and I call it a driver's track for a reason, because it is a driver's track. You have to find a rhythm. You have to know where your car's going to be in 50 laps if it's going to run green.
Absolutely, and that's why I wasn't pushing it so hard at the beginning, because of my experience here. But I got comfortable real quick, was able to go, I think I fell back to 5th, maybe 6th, and got back up to 3rd. And other than, the green flag pit cycle, that's basically where I stayed. I know I passed Bryce at one time. He had some contact with the lap car, but I knew he was so fast, he was going to get it back. So once he got close, I wasn't even going to put up a fight and potentially ruin his race.
Well, it showed up, and you showed up in droves, and you always do, man. Your heart monitor, I will tell you, was going in and out there for a little bit. It was at what when you started the race, it was a 155, 158 right there, and then it went to 0. And I told Chad, I was like, I promise you, he's alive. You can see his wheels moving.
I probably climbed so high that the watch probably just shut down. It's like this can't be right, and just recalibrated itself because I know my heart was pumping, the adrenaline was kicking. I mean, you have to be on the wheel, on the pedals, every inch of this track. It's very fun, but it is exhausting to drive even in a sim.
Yeah, it's 165 laps is a lot of laps for these Cup cars, and it can feel like it drones on. That's for darn sure. But it's done with. We'll be at North Wilkesboro next week. What's your plans for the old the shorter of short tracks?
Unfortunately, I won't be able to make that one due to prior commitments. I wish I could make it, but I wish all the guys the best of luck. I know I'll be tuning in. Probably I'll have to catch it on a replay, but I'm sure it's going to be a great race for those guys. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It'll be fun. Chris, much love, man. Give you shout outs. Tell people about your Twitch channel as well.
Yeah, my Twitch channel's Malenko Gaming. Appreciate any follow. Want to give a shout out to David Duran, who came in P5, I believe, and also to Jeremy Bailey, who wasn't able to make it. So happy birthday to his little daughter, and hope to see him back in a couple weeks.
Chris, always a pleasure, man. We follow each other out there, folks. That's how this works. That's the reason why you see his profile photo there. We try to support people the same way that we call the races. We try to support the community. iRacing is a very niche community, and we all you got to do what you got to do to continue to help everybody grow. I think that's the biggest thing that I see from it.
Absolutely. And you do a phenomenal job. I try to support you as much as I can. And plus the racers in this league, phenomenal talent. So I'm glad we get to put them on display.
It's going to be fun. Chris, much love, man. We'll see you when you get back. Hopefully we'll see you at Talladega in about 3 weeks.
Oh, I'll be there. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you too. Chris Justice comes home in P3, and go check out his channel for me. Malenko Gaming out there. We'll try to shout that out and give everybody some things. Bryce was had to run, so Bryce Kobler finished the second. And I know that he's got a sight set on getting himself a big old fat championship here, trying to do what he can to catch Nathan. But Nate's fast, man. Nate is one of the fastest drivers we've been able to have our eyes on, next to Andrew Payne, Malik Ray, Brennan Poole, who else? A lot of the Sim 500 guys. So we've seen fast cars out there, and Nate's been fast, and Bryce was lights out tonight too. Top 2 night for him. So your top 3 basically only changed the spots from pole to third. Everybody else did a great job. Matt had a wonderful night. David Durant finishes in 5th, and he had a wonderful night as well. Much love to David and his fan. Biggest mover of the race tonight, the old 9 car, Brock Duty. He comes home in 11th, and love to see it. Dama had his top 10. How about it? Adam Dama, top 10 tonight for the 82. That's your never quit attitude right there. It's a top 10 for that driver. Much love to Adam and the family out there. Folks, hug your loved ones tonight. Hold them close. That is, and especially your little ones. It's important to me. Between Jess and I, we have 6 kids, and you never know when you're gonna get some bad news and some things happen. Mark and his boy out there. Mark, much love to you. Can imagine what you're going through, but know that as a dad, and as your neighbor, you live close enough that to reach out and give you a hug, and it'll be all good, right? So, yeah. I hope everything goes well, and keep me up to date on what's going on up there, brother. Outside of that, folks, I love iRacing. I love our platform. I love what we do here. Every once in a while, we get somebody out there that's a bad egg, and I will encourage you to say to be out there and say, hey, don't be a bad egg. Be a light in somebody's life, because you never know what people are going through, especially in this day and age. I can tell you that things haven't been great for us for a little while. But, you know, I come out here and I put on a show and I try to make sure that these leagues get the exposure that they do. And I try to push it all back. And then, you know, something in life happens. And those are the things that I have to bounce in and say that this is the epitome of why I do this. These leagues pay for the time on the channel. And it's my job to deliver. Sometimes life just, it absolutely gets in the way of making you be the best person that you can be. And, you know, it is how it is. So, I don't know what to say. I'll leave it at that. Chop Shop will be back next week. We'll have some racing tomorrow night for the Heart Racing Series. Figuring out some double bookings this week when it comes to the Wednesday night championship race, and some preliminaries when it comes to dirt racing out there as well for the Spring Madness. Once again, double booked, and didn't plan on being double booked, and it's just the way life goes, and the way this platform goes. We've tried to have folks help us out, and I know that for the time being, we're definitely having to make some adjustments. I'm having to make some adjustments. I want to be better, and I want this platform to have more than just what we've been able to deliver. I feel like we can do better, and I'm gonna work on that. But say a little prayer for my son Austin tonight, who was who just got back from the hospital. So say a little prayer for him. Say a little prayer for Alan out there and the Retchin family. Say a prayer for the families who affected this past weekend. Say a little prayer for yourself, and say a little prayer for your own families. Also, say a prayer for Goose and his family out there. For those who don't know Goose, on TikTok, he's about my age. He's in his 40s. He's got a son that's is the same age as my oldest son, and lost his life in an accident the other day, and it was a shame. If you haven't checked that out, if you haven't seen that on TikTok, make sure you go out there and support that as well. Support each other. That's the biggest thing that I can say. That's what this is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be a community of uplifting and good news, and you know, it's just it turns into just constantly thinking. So when you're in your 40s, you think about what it was like when you were 16, right? I mean, I don't want to reminisce. I don't want to have any regrets. So I want to keep moving forward. So that's what we're going to keep doing. Thank you to Chop Shop. Thank you to the Chopp'N the podcast. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you go out there and you check out their website, chopshopracing.net. And make sure you also get out there and find them on Facebook. They have a Facebook group, Chop Shop Racing Leagues, if you want to be a part of the series. I want to see the drivers continue to get out here and fill these field up. 20 drivers is a great race, but we know that we can keep this thing at 20 plus for the rest of the season. Make sure that you keep tuned in each week, and make sure you check them out. Chop Shop has their truck series. It's getting ready to start up. We're going to be back calling that one. Started at the beginning of August. You would be a part of the truck series. It's on Tuesday nights. Join in for our Signature Esports Xfinity series on Thursdays. If you want to be a part of that, all you got to do is join the Discord. Get out there and race. I want to see you guys get out there and race. We're going to be at Sonoma this week. I want to fill that season up and give those drivers something. Give those drivers other drivers to race, regardless of your strength of field. Xfinity car is a ton of fun. There's some 500 coming up real soon as well. But outside of that, folks, it's all racing is what it is. So be good, be safe, be kind of one of the most important thing. Budgie, much love to you out there. Thank you for being out there as a moderator. Folks, if you're out there and you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel, please make sure that you keep the chats clean. And Nate has a unique name, and I don't want to see anybody insult his name. That was ridiculous what I saw earlier on the YouTube chat. Don't be those people. You guys are absolutely garbage if that happens. It really, and forgive me for saying this will be the first and only time that you hear me cuss on this. It pisses me off to see people treat people like that, and to treat this platform like that, and to treat other drivers like that. Go be that way somewhere else. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. Thank you to Nate. Thank you to Chop. Thank you to everybody being out there. Be good, be safe. Again, we'll see you to the next one.